Do you have tall representation that like you've been enamored by?
Obviously, One Piece. One thing I will say is like I don't think Oda knows how cool it was to have women who were over 6 foot. You see tall women in anime, and it's like she was 5'6". For me, I'm like 6'2". When I saw Nico, I was like, what? You know?
What's your favorite sailor?
I most identify with Sailor Mars right now. I'm an Aries, she's an Aries. You know, she likes the limelight, she's a little mouthy. But when I was growing up, I loved Sailor Mercury because I was like really nerdy and shy. When I got older, I cosplayed Sailor Pluto a lot in groups. I love cosplaying her because she's the exact opposite of me.
Had mentioned K-pop Demon Hunter. What would that movie mean to you?
When I was growing up, I didn't see anybody who looked like me on TV, with exception to, I think Chun-Li was like the first Asian woman I saw on screen. K-pop Demon Hunters, which isn't like just a like phenomenon with our community, it's like a global phenomenon, and like EJ is like taking over the world, and it's helping so many people feel seen, and like I'm just happy that they're doing this for all of us, you know? Collectibles and stuff.
Whoa.
That's amazing.
Yeah. There's a lot. And then this is a wall scroll for Neon Genesis Evangelion. And then that's a Sailor Moon wall scroll. And then I don't know if it'll go this way, but I have a bunch of wall scrolls over here.
Wow.
That's a
dope
Karibo from
room.
Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a Sailor Moon wall scroll. There's a Cowboy Bebop one, but there's a treadmill on top of it right now. But yeah, I have a lot of crap.
You're not a real collector until it starts piling up on the floor, and
It's
you know
like
you got
literally on the
the
floor right
manga.
now.
For me, I have manga stacked up.
Yeah.
There's also
I have that
figures.
in my room. It's
Yeah.
like on the floor. I'm like, need to get this sorted out, but
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing.
That's
Yeah,
for the-
great collection. How long you been, I guess, collecting stuff?
um gosh. Well, I started like honestly, it's kind of weird. I like got into anime when I was really, really young. Because I'm half Chinese and I like grew up in Hong Kong for like a year, which is super random.
Whoa.
And my like relatives over there introduced me to some sort of mecha anime. To this day, I'm not quite sure if it was Voltron or like it was something like Voltron-esque, I think. But anyway, like I was like, oh, I love this. And so my relatives after that started sending me and my brother stuff. And at the time, Sailor Moon was really popular over there. And so I like love Sailor Moon. I think I was like in second grade. I was like really young. And then
Wait, not to interrupt. What's your favorite sailor? This is
Ooh,
like
that's a tough question. I think I most identify with Sailor Mars right now. I'm an Aries, she's an Aries. You know, she likes the limelight, she's a little mouthy. I think like we're very much aligned. But when I was growing up, I loved Sailor Mercury because I was like really nerdy and shy. And so I really liked Sailor Mercury. And when I got older, I cosplayed Sailor Pluto a lot in groups because I was the tall one, right? Because I'm like 6'2", and Sailor Pluto is the tall Sailor Scout. And so I love cosplaying her because she's the exact opposite of me. She's like very like put together, and her like she's very refined, and like I feel like she like holds everything like inside really well, where I'm like a very expressive person. But like I love cosplaying her because I would like try to be that like sort of personality, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, but I guess I love all three of them for different reasons. I love all of them though. It's like hard not to like Sailor Jupiter. Like she's I think easily one of the most popular Sailor Scouts. But they're all great in their own way. Like I could go off if you wanted me to, but I'll
I'm looking at some
Those
photos
great.
right here. How tall would you be though with like the are these stilettos with the heels? Isn't that like an extra like
Yeah,
few
I
inches
wear
right
heels
there?
a lot at conventions. I'm usually like 6'6" if you see me at a convention.
Sheesh.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did Boa Hancock a lot.
I do
Um,
love that one that you
yeah,
do. Yeah.
because she is canonically close to my height. Nico Robin is actually 6'2", and Bo is 6'3", and I'm 6'2". So yeah, I don't think people know that they're that tall. Like I think people are like, because I always like, I don't know the height of the new girl, but I actually thought the One Piece live action, I was like, I'm digging her for Nico. But I was like, I wonder if they're gonna make them like canonical height, and I don't think they did. I think they just
I
made
don't
them
think
like
so.
she's probably like
Yeah.
5'8" or something, you know. But
Yeah. So yeah, you had mentioned that you cosplayed from K-pop Demon, or you're interested in cosplaying from K-pop Demon Hunter. And yeah, I'd love to talk about that. I guess like what that movie mean to you, and you said you're interested in Rumi. Like, do you Do you resonate with Rumi also?
Man, yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters is crazy. Like I went to the red carpet and I had like no idea what the movie was about. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'm assuming K-pop and Demon Hunters, you know? But then I was like, okay, cool. It's probably I like thought it was gonna be like a kid movie, which it is a kid movie, but I thought it wasn't gonna be like getting like super deep or heavy or anything, you know? And then I literally started crying minutes in. Like literally they were on the plane and they were eating Asian
But
food, you
immediately?
know? Yeah, yeah. I think it was
Yeah.
like them eating Korean food. You know, when I was a kid, I was made fun of for eating Chinese food, you know, and I like at school and I was like really embarrassed about it. And I was really, I think for a long time, super had a lot of like mixed feelings about being like half, you know, like I had a lot of like identity struggles I had to deal with, you know, but to see them just being like so proud of who they were and just like eating and having fun and also like not caring about like how much they were consuming and just being so free. I was like, wow, like this is really, I haven't seen anything like this. And I know that sounds so silly. It was literally just like a couple minutes in, but it like really, really resonated with me. And then it's like, y'all know the rest of that movie is just brilliant. Like we have Rumi, you know, dealing with her scars and how she's going to like, you know, how is she going to save the world? How is she going to save herself? How does she find herself, you know? And I thought like Genu, I was like, okay, this is like a pretty typical love story. And then having the rug pulled out that he actually like did abandon his family and did something that was like really messed up. Which, you know, I think some people would be like, that's irreprehensible and everything. But it's also like he lived in a time where like he was just trying to survive, you know, not saying it was right again, but it's just like you're like, oh man, but like you know, it's a different time, right? And then I think like for me, the scene with Celine where she like cannot look at Rumi and she's just like, you need to hide these weaknesses, like you cannot have faults, all this stuff. Like that's very much the culture I grew up in, you know, like it was that's just real talk. That like a lot of Asian cultures kind of have that embedded within them, you know, and I was raised very much with like a mom just like that, you know, who it was like you needed to be perfect. You needed to always put on this show, right? And it was like to even talk about that stuff was really hard. My mom has gone through a lot of therapy and we're like in a great place now, but it was definitely like I was like brought up with the mentality. So it's funny like I've talked there's a lot of people who hate Celine, but I've talked to
Mm,
some other people and it's like Celine was our mom. You know, like it was just like she was trying to protect us from this really harsh world. So she just wanted us to be really, really strong and to not like have any opening, right? But then it's like in reality, vulnerability is strength, right? And so it's like that was you know, I'm hoping there's probably going to be a sequel. I don't know if it's going to be with Celine and the Sunlight Sisters and like what happened to Rumi's parents. You know, if it's going to be a prequel or a sequel. But I do think that like the one thing that gets lost in the sauce is that like Celine was well intentioned. She just lived in a really harsh world, you
mhm.
know, and she was trying to protect these girls so they could be demon hunters and protect the world. And I think like with Genu, it's like, hey, he, you know, was trying to protect himself and survive, you know? And did he abandon his little sister and mom, which is absolutely awful? Yes. But like, can people change and do better, you know? And it was like in his final moments, he stops Guima and he helps Rumi, you know? So it's like, I thought it was just for a kids movie. I was like, damn, this is wild, you know? And
Yeah.
I've watched it like dozens of times. I'm like absolutely obsessed. I've had the honor to interview EJ, one time Ray and Audrey, but I've been able to talk to EJ a few times, and she's just
Ooh,
an incredible human, you know. And I actually get to talk to like the producer and director like off camera a little bit, like at events, and they're
oh,
just
that's
like the
sick.
nicest
Yeah.
people ever. Yeah, and so I'm just like I root for that show so hard, you know, because I'm just like they're just like awesome, awesome people, and this is a show that has made so many people feel seen. I think in particular Asian women though, you know, like we really feel seen and heard in this movie and that's really really cool for us. I know like every time I've interviewed EJ, almost like we both cried, you know, because we just talk about like how much it means to all of us, you know, for them. When I was growing up, I didn't see anybody who looked like me on TV, with exception to I think Chun-Li was like the first Asian woman I saw on screen for Street Fighter Alpha 2, you know? Like, and I was like, "Oh, cool, like that girl looks like me," you know? But then it's like Michelle Yeoh in kung fu movies, right? But then it started to like slowly become more and more, and then Michelle Yeoh won for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and like now we have K-pop Demon Hunters, which isn't like just a like phenomenon with our community, it's like a global phenomenon, and like EJ is like taking over the world, and she just won all these awards, you know, like it's helping so many people feel seen, and like I'm just happy that like they're doing this for all of us, you know. So sorry, I'm like, don't get me
No, no,
started.
no, no,
No,
no.
you're
Don't
good.
feel
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Like, yeah, feel free. Like,
Yeah.
in fact, I love hearing this, and like, and what it means to you. You know, it's like,
Hmm.
like we
'Cause
talk about representation all the time, and like it's really important. Like when you do feel seen, you know.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
clearly passionate about it too, and
Yeah.
especially talking about the moments throughout the movie and whatnot. So I wanted to ask you, what was EJ like? Because I think a lot of the audience, they want to see how how she is.
EJ's amazing. She's like, first of all, she's tall. She's like a little shorter than me. I
Hey.
don't know what her exact height is, but I think she's like 5'10" or 5'11", which is like, you know, for me, cool. Like, I'm like, oh my God, another tall lady. But she's like super humble. Really, she's got like this very like soft, like sweet personality. It's kind of interesting. Like I think I did my first interview with her was like one of her first interviews, period. And we were doing it, you know, not on the stage yet. We were just like kind of like had the iPhone camera set up and we're talking, and she was like, I just like quieter, you know, and shyer, but still really sweet, you know. And then we went out in front of all those people for the sing along, and I was like, this girl is media trained. Like she just like came to life, like that. The video of us at the sing along has like 6 million views, but she just was
Hey.
like,
Whoa.
she was talkative and funny and making jokes, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like she's just a star, you know.
Charismatic.
She's just
Yeah.
got star ability. And it's kind of interesting, I remember seeing EJ at the red carpet. All these influencers are at the red carpet, and we're all like, what is this movie? We don't know what this is about. And then I saw her and I was like, damn, that has to be one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Like she just was like radiating. And then we made eye contact. She just kind of like looked at the ground and like walked away. And I was like, who was that? Like I was like, I don't know who that was, but like that girl is like just got like crazy energy, you know, like in a radiating way, you know. Little did we know she would become like what she is right now, you know? And
Yo.
it was just crazy because I met her and felt that energy before this movie had. I think she had literally, she was a songwriter, you know, for a lot of big K-pop bands. So she had like a decent following. I think it was like 5,000 followers, you know? But it's like, she's got millions now, you know? Like
Yo.
she's like, and I think it's just gonna get bigger and better. She released like a solo song, I think. And I think she's working on more music. I think they're doing a lot of stuff to promote the movie right now, right? Because it's sweeping up all these awards for best animated feature and best song. But I'm like, I think she has a big, bright future ahead of her, and she's just one of those people that I'm like, I don't know why. Just the second I met her, even before I knew her, I was just like, wow, this person has like this incredible energy, you know? So
Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, I'm glad that like you got to see her even before the shine, and she's brought it. She's brought the heat like so much and been such a great representation so far.
yeah, she's awesome. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
that's what's up. That's
Yeah, you were
beautiful.
there
And
day one.
I want to ask, I want to ask, it sounds also like tall representation is important to you too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess like, do you have like other, um, I guess like tall representation that like you've been enamored by, like, or like that, like that's come up to you?
Obviously, One Piece. Oh, are
Yeah.
we talking about
I
people
mean,
in
overall,
humans? Oh,
it could
okay.
be fictional
Yeah.
or
Okay. Well, one
It
in
can be
person
real.
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
one thing I will say is like I don't think Oda knows like how cool it was to have women who were over 6 foot. Like I just was like, you see tall women in anime, and it's like she was 5'6", and I'm like, oh dang, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my god, that's not even like remotely tall to me. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
not actually. I think it's considered tall for a woman, but it's not like for me, I'm like 6'2". So I remember when I found out when I saw Nico. And then I was like, she's tall, so I Googled her and it said she was 6'2". I was like, what? But Nico's personality is a lot different than mine. Like she's very like calm and collected and methodical. And I think early on manipulative, but later on
Yes.
Yeah.
becomes really like kind of like nurturing and big sister vibes, right? For the Straw Hats, which I love. But I'm like, like I was like, I love her personality, but like, do I personally relate to her? Not really, right? And then I told you all when Boa Hancock, people would tell me I look like Boa Hancock, and I'd be like, really?
Hey.
I would think Nico. So then I like started Googling Boa Hancock, and then I was like, oh my God, like who is this character? Like this character is like the baddest, Like she really
Yeah.
is like one of the baddest. She's like a warlord. She's 6'3". She's like, literally men just like fall at her feet. I do love that like she loves Luffy, and Luffy's like, what? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's like also like just for her. Like, I think for most, it would be like, that is so insulting and messed up if they had her level of ego. But it's like for her, it's become this like crazy
Perfect.
chase. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And it's like so weird. But I do kind of like, I thought that was really funny. But it's just like, we were chatting earlier and it's like that Blackbeard moment where he's like, has her by the neck and she's like, I don't listen to like any man or something. I wish I could remember it exactly. But I remember when I saw that, because I read it in the manga actually. And I was like, it got me emotional. Like it made me like want to cry. Because I think like I have a lot of issues with being tall. Like I was bullied. I have
Mm.
like always if you ever meet me in person, I have really bad posture. I like slouch really bad, and it's because I'm always trying to like make people feel comfortable. Like I'm not like proud of like being tall. And like Boa, it's like shoulders back, chin up all the time, right? And it's
Yeah.
like nobody fucks with her. Like, I don't know if we can
No,
cuss on this
you can
pod.
curse.
No,
Okay.
go on.
It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
she will like she's like the aura is unreal. And so like she literally is you guys can't see this, but I have like a stream deck and like her gifs are like on many of the like buttons on my stream deck, and it's just like her hair flipping, and it's just like she's who like I wish I could be. Like I think that like Boa is inside me, but I think like a lot of times I kind of like just am like afraid to be like that. And it's like, why? And it's because my whole life people found me really physically intimidating. I'm neurodivergent, so I have really bad ADHD, and like I'm pretty awkward. So I think like I'm really like loud and talkative, and people will be like, "Oh my gosh," and then I'll be like, "Oh, maybe there's something wrong with me. I shouldn't be like that," because like people's reaction to me. But it's
Mm.
like Boa is loud, incredibly honest, talks about stepping on kittens. Like she's just got like no shame. And
Uh,
it's like, of course, she has some flaws, right? Like, but I think that I love that it's just like there's no doubt about her confidence, like in my mind. You know what I mean? It's just like her confidence is innate and true. And you know what's kind of funny? Like I think sometimes I'll like be thinking about her because like I'm crazy. Like who thinks about this all the time but me? And I'm like, maybe it is like bravado. Maybe like deep down she has insecurities, and maybe she has like she's overthinking about like protecting her family, and like she has to stay strong like for her sisters, and she's a leader, right? So maybe it is all just bravado. But it's like when she is in front of a threat, no one would know that it's bravado. You know what I mean? Like maybe she has those conversations at home, like in private, and she's like, damn, like this is hard keeping this up. But it's like you wouldn't know it in those moments. And I think that's like what I really love about her is like when she is face to face with something fearsome, like she doesn't let them know there's any fear. And maybe it is deep down, but it's like she's just like, nah, like you won't see any fear out of me right now. Maybe I'll have fear later in moments, that we don't see, right? But like in those moments, she's 100% fearless. Like she just somehow has that aura. I've completely made this up, by the way,
No,
everybody.
no,
This is
no.
not
Actually, I mean,
canon. Oda has never said this.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
Your
but
Yeah,
interpretation, though.
yeah,
that
yeah.
is
No, I think like
why,
it's a
yeah,
beautiful way to put Boa, and
yeah,
like it definitely like even like humanizes her even more. And I mean, I'm super excited for you to like learn more about her too as you go. Because
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
you really hit it. But yeah, and, like also I had to ask like is there anybody else in your family that's tall or like is
My
it
dad's tall. My dad's 6'5". My mom's 5'9". Had a brother. He passed away. He struggled with heroin addiction, unfortunately,
I'm
and
sorry about
we
that.
lost him
Condolences.
almost 10 years ago. But I know I miss him so much. But yeah, he was 6'3", and my sister is like 5'11", so we're all really, really tall. But not to segue to Ian, but like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. You know, he and I growing up were super into Super Nintendo, and we were
Hey,
really into anime. And I told you all like I grew up in Hong Kong and for like a year, and my brother and I got exposure to anime, and then we like told our relatives we really liked it, and they would just send us like nonstop Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, and Pokemon stuff, you know. And
hey,
so
good
we
stuff.
got like a
Yeah.
really early entry to all that stuff because obviously like in China they were getting a little bit earlier than here in the US, you know, so then they were just like sending it to us. And he and I were just obsessed. Like it was funny because like I'd act like I didn't like Dragon Ball Z, and he'd act like he didn't like Sailor Moon, but when Toonami came on, we watched everything. You know what I mean? Like it was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, Dragon Ball Z's on." And then I'd be like, holy shit, you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
hype,
yeah.
yeah, it's hype,
And
yeah.
he'd be like watching Sailor Moon, and he'd be like, that was actually like pretty cool, you know what I mean? Like, and so
Yeah.
it was kind of funny. Like, and then eventually we were both just like whatever, you know, like we like everything, you know. And then he like really kept my love for anime and video games alive though, because he was like, hey, let's watch Neon Genesis Evangelion. And we were a year apart in age, so we were like really close. So I'd be like, okay. So he like introduced me to Neon Genesis Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop when we were young. He introduced me to Naruto, which I pirated in college to maintain
Ooh.
watching. You know, like it was like back then, it was like, you know, I left for college, and then I was like, how am I gonna keep on watching this? And he's like, well, there's really only one way to
There's
continue to
only one
watch
way,
Naruto.
I
And
yeah.
it was
see.
crazy. I would be like, I'd come home from a class and I'd be like, it's down, you know? Like I was like so excited for like, isn't it crazy? Like imagine Naruto dropping weekly. Like that just like what a time
Whew.
to be
I
alive,
feel
right?
bad for people who
Couldn't
had to
imagine.
do it weekly, especially like that final war and just like, what's
Yeah.
happening now? What's happening now?
That's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
low-key true. At the time, it seemed, I remember in college, I was like really excited for it, but now looking back, it was kind of like, oh, and then you'd hit the filler arcs and you'd be like, dude, when is this gonna end, you know?
Yeah.
But it was, I'm like, he's very much why I'm here, you know? I was a TV news reporter for a while, and he was like, you should move to LA and try to like talk about like anime and video games for a living. And I was like, you're insane, dude, you know? And then after he passed away, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna move to LA and try. And so I've been doing it for about, man, like 7 years, almost 8 years now. And there were times where I was like, there's no way this career is gonna last, you know? And it has. Like I've just been really lucky, you know. I've really, I don't know, I've just been really blessed and lucky. I think like one thing I will say, I've never kept all my eggs in one basket, you know, like I do a lot of gaming, I do a lot of video game stuff. And I like work with a bunch of different companies. Like it's not like I'm like the one girl for this thing, you know, like I'm always like, okay, like let me like talk to as many people as I can, and whatever I have interest in, I'm gonna try to do work with, you know? So yeah, but it's like it's just crazy because I'm like, I can't believe I'm here, you know? Like, it's like the stuff I'm doing, I'm like, damn, Ian, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, you know? And I
Yeah.
try to, you know, like, I'm just like grateful for all the moments that I have because I'm like, I know he would be like losing his mind if he could be here. I think he's watching, you know, and I know not many people are, you know, some people have like, I don't know, you know,
Spiritual like that, I guess,
yeah, they're
right?
not
Yeah.
Yeah.
spiritual, exactly.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like he's with me all the time, you know, and I feel actually like he's with me more so when I'm like at these conventions or when I'm, doing a special event or something, So
That's beautiful.
sorry, I'm a
Oh, I
yapper.
love
That
that. I
is
So
love
no,
that.
no, you get
the fumes from the fire, like I'm like,
Was still
ah,
still
still going
it's
on.
fine.
okay.
I
Oh,
think my boyfriend said there's nothing we can do, so I'm like, it's what is what it is. But sorry if I'm yapping too much.
Yeah.
Hmm. So Ian was like, you should go apply, whatever. And he was like, you should try to see if IGN has any openings. And I was like, no, no. And then when Ian passed away, I literally just went on their website. I literally went to their website, scrolled to the bottom of the website and said available jobs. And I think Naomi Kyle had just quit, who was like a big personality over there. And I got the job. And
wow.
I didn't stay there very long. I stayed there like a year and a half, but it was like, I'm really grateful for the exposure it gave me because it was like after I left, I was like, well, let me see if I can do this freelance, which many people do at IGN. That's not like, you put your time in there and then you try to see if you can do it. But like not everybody can be like Greg Miller and start a whole empire. I don't know if you guys know him. He's from Kind of Funny Games and he's created his whole own IGN, right? But for me, I was, lucky enough to continue to work, so, I'm really, I don't know how, like, it's crazy. Like, I literally, I was talking to you guys before and it's like my room is filled with consoles and figures. Like that wall scroll has to be like 30 years old, dude. I
Yo,
think I had that
Tight.
when I was 10, that Sailor Moon one. Yeah. Like,
that's
and it's
amazing.
just crazy. Like, it's like, who would have thought all of this, like, weird stuff I was like hyper fixating on because I'm ADHD, but like, it's become a career, so I feel really blessed. So,
Yeah, you're here now and you're killing it.
yeah.
So yeah, that's what's up.
Thanks.
Almost
And
Thanks.
then
10
yeah, your
years.
top 10.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah, like how
man, top 10
yeah.
for anime? I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's
That was
see.
hard. I
So,
can't even really think
I
about
don't even
mine.
know if I can, like, can I go from one down?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
absolutely.
we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
As your
sure that's
list.
the opposite, but I'm like, I don't even know like what is in my 10 spot, so I need to like think about that. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I guess like tell
num
us as much as you can think about because I honestly have a hard time off
it's
the top of my
changing.
head
It
doing
takes us
like
a minute, dude.
5 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely changes too, I think. For me, the Cowboy Bebop is strong, number one. Like, oh my God, I watched a TikTok video recently and some guy was like 1 out of 10 anime and the guy said Cowboy
Oh,
Bebop. I
oh
literally
no,
was
I think
like,
yeah.
what?
Huh?
I know that honestly that type of video I have to talk to that guy because I'm like, all right, you're only gonna make a lot of enemies, making this
Yeah.
my 1 out of 10 anime, and then it's ends up being like somebody's favorite. I'm like, oh boy.
I mean, like, and you know what the thing is? I do kind of low key agree with you because, like, when they do those and it is a 1 out of 10 anime, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, agree,
Uh-huh.
agreed. But when that was like super rage baity, and this is
Yes.
the thing, I do, I get it. I don't think Cowboy Bebop is like you don't really get it until you get to the cathedral. And I get it because I'm freaking
Oh,
crazy and I've rewatched it. But it's like I know it's weird. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It takes some
Like I
time to
get it.
like
Yeah.
establish like what it is.
So
Yeah.
like if you're not super into weird, because it's like very like artsy and
Yeah.
like
Also, it's old at this point, I
the
guess, like
too.
which is a
Yeah.
slower style to a lot of new people, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it's like I do think like for the younger generation, I'm like, please just get to the cathedral episode. It's episode number 5. And it's like that's gonna change your brain chemistry. Like just the score, the gunfight, the rivalry between Vicious and Spike, the juxtaposition, the gun versus the blade. Like I could go on and on. I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's literally like some of the best cinematography, period, not just an anime, like period in the world. I also love episode 1, but I do think like there are some weird episodes. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like for that guy to say like 1 out of 10, I'm like he must have gotten to like episode 2 or
Episode 2.
something
Yeah.
and just
Dropped it.
kind of like lost it. But I'm like, man, there's so many genius episodes. I mean, the finale, one of the most like bittersweet endings ever. I mean, like if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you. I hope you've seen Cowboy Bebop by now, but like
By this point.
literally, I
Spoil it.
I
Yeah.
think Cowboy Bebop is what, like, Sailor Moon made me fall in love with anime because it was beautiful, kawaii, friendship, fashion, like it was cute and fun. And I don't know if it would have stayed with me though if it wasn't for Cowboy Bebop, because Cowboy Bebop was like, this is real life, dude. Like, life is not pleasant. Like you can lose people that you love like terribly, and you can have people betray you, and you might not live past 30. What was he, like 30? I think he's 27 actually. He's
Oh
27.
wow.
I always thought he
Mm.
was 32, but you know how like
I,
anime ages, like
yeah.
Jet,
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
ancient if you're past
Late
25,
late
yeah.
right?
20s.
And Jet is like 35, but he looks straight 50
Like
to me.
40, yeah. I'm about to say
Yeah.
like 47 or something like
He's
that.
balding
Yeah,
and
I
Yeah.
was like,
everything.
maybe in like, I agree with you guys, but like maybe like, hey, tough life, started balding, he's 40, like it's okay.
He
Like
looks good. He
I get
evolved,
it,
yeah.
but it was
Yes.
like, dude is not 35, but
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like it was just like life can be really brutal. And I think I was like had to be, I think I was
Even
like
in the future.
16. I must have been at the oldest. I think I was 16. I think I might have been 15 or 16 when I watched it. And I was just like, whoa, like it just changed my brain chemistry. So Cowboy Bebop is number one for me. Like there's no debate. Nothing will unearth it. There's the nostalgia with it. There's the my brother's favorite, So it's like I think it's like that will never change. Low key though, I do think like if it wasn't my brother's favorite, I think Neon Genesis Evangelion they could kind of like switch for 1 and 2 for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I love
I
Neon Genesis
agree.
Evangelion. Masato Katsuragi is like was me in my 20s, and I'm not proud of
Hey.
that. She's a fucking
No,
mess.
she was great.
Yeah, I'm sober now, but like I drank a lot. My house was a mess. I definitely dated problematic people. And then I think that like, but you also love that about her, and I also like wouldn't change any part of my life. Like, but it was like I would look at Masato and I was like, damn, this is a reflection of me. Mind you, I don't like End of Evangelion, so when she kisses Shinji, I never fucked with that, but that's a whole
Yeah.
different part we
Oh.
can get into. But I love the series. I know it's super controversial. People don't like the congratulations episode at the end. I sob every time I watch it. They're just like, congratulations, and I'm like, oh my god,
Did you see the
keep
movies for
growing
it?
up. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why. It like gets me. And
Yeah.
I think that Gendo Ikari is just such a great
Not
villain.
horrible.
Like nothing like
Yeah.
a unloving father who like literally just like throws you into like into hell. Basically, you're fighting aliens. You're like in this giant biological mecha. You know what I mean? Like he's a great villain. Get why people find Shinji annoying, but I think it's a story. I think that for me, Shinji was a little annoying, but like I always felt a lot of sympathy for him because I just was like, dude, your dad sucks. I wouldn't want to be 14 and dealing with all this, but I think like it's easy for us to be like, get in the robot. It's easy for us to say that, right? But like,
Hey, I
yeah,
watched it when I was 12, and I was like, bro, what are you crying
get in the
about? Go in the
robot.
robot. Exactly.
I would have
Yeah,
gone in.
I was
Yeah.
like,
I
my
get
dad's not
it.
that great
Yeah.
either. It's like,
To
just
be
do it.
honest, it's funny because Lindsay, who works at Anime News Network, she was like, I was like, oh my god, I always think I was like Masato. She's like, Jacki, you're Asuka, and I was like, what? Like it like broke my heart. I was like, I don't want to
I
be
was like, I don't know
Asuka.
how I would feel about that.
Me too. I was like, I don't want to be Asuka. And then I like looked back and I was like, damn, I definitely have some Asuka stuff too. I like to think, I'm 38. I'm done a lot of healing and therapy, but it's like I see Asuka in me too, like just wanting to be loved and trying so hard to be like seen and working really hard all the time to the point where she literally like burns out and crashes. Like it's I could talk about Neon Genesis Evangelion like at length. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I Some people don't like the religious connotations and stuff like that. I actually think it's like kind of something that makes it really like cool and weird. I
Yeah.
love mecha. So,
Yeah.
like it's sprinkled in kaiju and mecha. Like I just think it's like formulaically perfect for me. So it's funny, I said Cowboy Bebop's number one, but I think it is because it was the one that like my brother and I really bonded over. And he liked Neon Genesis Evangelion too, but we really like we had long combos about Cowboy Bebop. So I think it's like kind of solidly number one, but I think like I do really love Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like I feel like they could switch. So I'm sorry, I'll make these faster. You guys asked for my
Yeah, yeah,
top
no,
one.
no. I mean, also, I personally love like the detail about it too. But yeah, like
Aw.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Especially
sorry,
Ava.
you guys please interject. I'm like I can yap forever. I'm like, if you hear one that you like, please tell me your thoughts too. Number three is Gungrave, and nobody knows this anime.
Yeah, I
Nobody has
personally don't know
seen
it.
it. Yeah.
I don't.
I bet Louis. Yeah, you know it, Louis.
Do you
No,
guys know
well, I've
Gun-
seen it. I've seen a tad bit, but I'm not even gonna cap to you, dude. I hardly
Okay.
know anything. Yeah, Jackie, you're gonna have to
Dang.
jump into that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Lay it on
so
us.
it is
Because
unfortunate.
Louis the expert. So I'm like, whoa, if he don't know it,
Yeah.
wow, you got some. You got deep.
Gundam, though, I won't even slander myself. Gundam, not so much.
Okay,
Gundam.
okay.
You know
Yeah.
what? I'm weird with Gundam too. I bounced all over the place too.
Gundam's hard.
God's
Gundam's
Will
hard.
and Louis were like, Jackie, you all these big anime you like, you've bounced all over, and I'm like, yeah, it's unfortunately the reality because I'm like,
I mean,
just-
that's true. That's
Yeah.
real. There's just so many shows and series out there, and now the 2010s anime is starting to get old and lost.
I
That
think
wasn't
Yeah.
that long ago.
yeah, I think it's the ADHD in me though. Like I think it's like I see something shiny and I go to it. So for Gundam, I like love Gundam Wing growing up, and then I like got older, and then I was like, oh, IBO is really cool. Oh, I
Yup.
like Hathaway. Oh, I like Gundam Witch Mercury, and then it's like, you know what I mean? Like there is no, I haven't followed the chronological timeline for Gundam whatsoever.
Yeah, also like I'm trying to do right now, and
Yeah.
I would say like unless like you have that time, don't worry about it.
It's
Like
hard.
it's
Yeah.
good for the historical aspect. It's a good
Yeah.
franchise. They might come after me now, but but the Gundam fans, but at the same time, I just say enjoy what you can with Gundam. Big robots that are trying to stop colonies from dropping on planets.
Yeah,
Can I tell
Jukebox is
you-
pretty good.
Gundam has the same formula. It doesn't have the same formula every time, but I've noticed some recurring themes that I love. You
Yeah.
always have a girl who
Yeah.
is like, listen to me and everything will be peaceful and fine. And no one listens to her. Like, that's like, there's always a character like that, I feel like.
Oh, definitely in Wing, yeah,
And then
definitely
it's
in
like
IBO,
all
yeah.
of these guys who have ego problems and they're just like fighting and killing each other. Sorry, guys, you probably don't want to hear that, but it's like I'm always like, why didn't they listen to Relina? Why didn't they listen to? Oh my God, I'm gonna mess up her name. It's like Kudelia.
Yeah,
in
Kudelia, yeah, and IBO,
Why
yeah,
didn't they listen to her? And then I feel like Gundam Witch Mercury is like I think I like Gundam Wing better because the nostalgia and it's just so 90s. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I do think Gundam Witch Mercury is the best. And I think some people might find that controversial, but it's like Suletta and Mirne had a really cool dynamic, and I like that Suletta was the protagonist and she's just kind of like fumbling all over herself, yet strong. But anyway, sorry, I was supposed to give you guys number 3 Gungrave, and I'm
That's
No,
all
you're
right.
good.
That's
Basil was
okay.
gonna say something about
No,
Witch
I'm
from
not gonna say
Mercury.
anything. No,
Are
no,
you
no.
sure? Are you sure you're not gonna say anything?
All right. At least I'll say like I have shared my opinions about like Witch from Mercury in the past, and
Why,
I
did you not
personally
like
did.
it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't. Yeah, like
This
I
guy's a
wanted to
hater.
like it, but like I just personally I didn't. I don't like
Which
tsundere type of girls, and also I thought Suletta was too airheaded. I didn't like how they treated Guel Bob. It's just like, dang, they are
Mhm.
making this man go through hell for no reason.
Is that the
Um,
purple-haired guy with
Yeah,
the
purple
with the
hair.
mullet?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They were-
Yeah,
That
they
guy had a
hoed that man.
journey.
They never gave him any wins. He lost every
He
time.
got the
art,
It was
dude.
like,
He has the
damn.
art.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't think any of this is wrong. I think that
Yes.
and I actually think a lot of what you're saying is right. Yeah.
And like I don't know if I watched it like in the best, like I was paying attention like
Mhm.
maybe I should, but at least for me, Witch from Mercury didn't hit like I was hoping it for it to do, But
Mhm.
at the same time, I do agree with you.
Mm-mm.
IBO, I got IBO tattoo on my arm.
Oh,
Yeah, let me see.
Hi.
My cat's on me. Sorry, she's
Yeah.
getting mad. Yeah, let me see. There we go. That's my IBO
Ooh.
tattoo.
Oh, IBO
Yeah.
is really good. I mean,
I
that's the
love it.
thing.
Facts.
Like, it's like I don't know. Like, one thing I do love about Gundam is like it has it's just like so real about war. Like
Yeah.
it's just like It's just
Everyone loses.
why everyone loses and why are these people fighting each other to like this level? Like every time I'm
Yeah.
always thinking that. And I think that that's maybe you bounce all over Gundam, maybe you only like a couple of them, whatever. But it's like the one thing I will give like respect to that series is no matter which one you fall into or watch, you're always just like, why? Why? And I think that's like really beautiful about Gundam. So anyway, but we all have to do our homework on Gundam because like we're
Yes.
all over the
There's a
place.
lot.
But
I
Uh,
definitely do.
there's a lot.
okay, so you got your homework is to watch Gungrave.
Okay. Yes. Lay it
And
on us. How come Gungrave is tight?
okay. So I have that wall scroll right here, but I don't put it back there because nobody knows it. And I'm like, it'll be for my own private viewing.
Yes.
But okay, so the animation is by Yatsuhiro Naitao of Trigun. So right
Oh,
off the
okay.
bat, you have like these tall guys with really broad shoulders, which is just like a really fun aesthetic, right? And I think it came out right around the time of like I think it not exactly the same dates, but it was the same era as like Outlaw Star, Trigun, and Cowboy Bebop. And so I think it kind of got lost in the sauce because there was just
Yeah.
like so many great anime around that time. But it's based on a video game, and the video game is definitely kind of weird. And I think they needed to honor some stuff in the video game. And so I think sometimes people have a disconnect with it. So I'll explain it. So it's a mafia story. It's about these two young boys, and they're like riffraff on the street, just doing whatever they can to get by. They're punks, right? And like Brandon Heat's like kind of like shy and quiet, and Harry's got like all the riz, right? Like he's like the leader, he's a ladies' man, like all the guys look up to him. And then something happens to their little like gang, their little group, and it is like literally heartbreaking. And you're just like, oh my God, you know? And then you see these two young men get into the mafia, and they both become so evil in completely different ways. Completely
Mm.
different ways. You see, and you're just like watching these two guys that you like love, right? Because you've watched them grow up, right? And then you see like how they become so evil, you know, and you're just kind of like and how it's affecting their relationship and their friendship. I don't want to give like any spoilers away, but it is like Griffith and Guts bromance level. It's got like some really hard scenes to swallow, and it's got gunfights, it's got zombies, it's
I would
like
hope it has
it's
gunfights.
crazy. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, and so I think I think a lot of people got pushed away because the first episode is like kind of weird because it's trying to connect it to the video game. And
Mhm.
so they're showing these characters and these zombies, and you're just kind of like, what the hell? But like once you get into like these are two orphans doing whatever they can to get by, they get sucked into this like terrible crime world, and they're both just trying to survive, and they're just becoming like twisted and terrible. Both of them become they become like unlikable and relatable at the same time. And then like I nothing can brace you for the ending. I will admit Act 3 gets a little video gamey where it's like big boss fight, next big boss fight, next big boss fight, but it's like the relationship Brandon Heat, the protagonist, has with like each guy is like kind of like it tugs at your heartstrings because it's like I don't want to spoil too much. It just gets really intense and sad. And it's just crazy to me because like people don't know it. And I'm telling you right now, like I got Berserk behind me, which is definitely going to be in the top 5 for sure. But like Gungrave is like right up there with like that bromance and like that heaviness. I think like I think that we all love to see like a really good strong friendship, you know? I think like
Yeah.
that's a big thing of an anime. Like friendship has to be like one of the biggest themes, you
Friendship
know?
is power usually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yep.
so it's like just seeing what happens with their friendship is like it's just crazy. Like it's just I hope I'm selling it because I don't want to give any
Yeah.
spoilers.
Hey,
But
that was
I
a
mean, the fact that it is
very
your
good
number three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, I'm like it's only 26 episodes. So like again, throw it in the background, but I just be really forgiving with the first episode because I think that's takes a lot of people out because it's like hey, we're connected to this JRPG where you're like this giant guy in a cowboy hat and you have a giant coffin on your back and you're shooting these giant weird zombie things. Like it's just kind of like if you're not in you don't know what's happening. You're like what is this? You know what I mean? But it's like just give it some time. I
Okay.
That's
want you
pretty
guys to
good.
literally hit me up and tell me.
Yeah.
Like, give it the 3 episodes, and then if you're like, nah, I'll be like, ah, okay, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Actually,
yeah,
will.
I'm
Yeah.
looking it up right now.
What was your
yeah.
number four?
My number 4. Sorry, I'll be faster.
No, no, you're good.
Um, Man, this is tough. This is where it gets tough. I want to say, I mean, I would say Berserk probably. Um, Man, I just get sad talking about Berserk. I literally was in a forum called the blackswordsman.com and like literally
Oh,
like had giant arguments with people about Berserk. It's like I think it's absolute genius. I think that what makes it hard for me to like put it higher than what I have is because it's not quite finished, right? Like, but I think that like the 1998 episodes alone had such a huge impact on me. Like, one, Casca is a badass bitch, and she's a woman of color, and that was really fucking cool to see as a young woman. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
I like love Casca. On the downside, we see like awful, awful things happen to Casca, and that was also really fucking hard to watch. But I think
yeah,
that like the one thing about Berserk, which again, like talking about Cowboy Bebop, is like life is fucked up. Like people betray you, people are out for themselves, and I think like I loved Guts and Griffith when I remember watching it the first time and I was like, wow, like they love each other so much. And like I love that like a friendship like this can exist. And then when you hear Griffith be like, you're not my equal, dude. Like it was literally like the most soul-crushing thing ever. And then for Guts to like still, like Guts leaves, right? And then the Griffith has his like breakdown and is like all crazy. But he comes back, right? When Griffith is being tortured and everything like that. And it's like you have to, I think it's just a really complicated thing. It's like you can care about someone a lot, but like how much can you be hurt by that person? And then also like how much can you take on? Like it's like you have to have boundaries. It raises all these fucking questions in your head, right? About human relationships, right? And so I'm like, we don't know the ending of Berserk, but just the fact that it made me think so much about human relationships. Also, I'm going to get torn up for this. I really think that like Griffith is terrible, awful, miserable, crazy bad. But yeah, I'm like, we can all say all the like Griffith has to be, I mean, like next to Dio, maybe the one of the worst villains of all time. Like,
uh-huh.
like Dio and him are like Dio killed a dog. So I'm sorry, like that just makes you
On
like
episode one,
that's
yeah.
just and not just like, killed a dog, you know.
In a horrible,
Go watch
brutal way.
season 1 of JoJo's. It's like
Yeah,
I remember
right.
I saw that and I was like, this is a fucking joke, right? We're not putting this on an anime, right? But anyway, I digress.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that happened. But like imagine being tortured to the point where your body doesn't work anymore, you can't even speak, and you're literally just like this, you know? And then someone offers you everything. It's just like
That's a lot to say.
I'm not saying it was right, but it's like for Griffith, it's like I don't know. It's like again, this makes you think about human relationships, right? Like it's
Uh,
just like, man, like I wouldn't wish that on anybody what he goes through. But then I'm also like, dude, like Griffith was like, how was he going to function after that? To be honest, he probably didn't. I don't think he would have had. Remember, he tries to unalive himself, and he can't even unalive himself. Do you guys remember that? The
Yeah,
branches
he was
sticking
just
out.
way too weak.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Gee.
literally. I don't know how. I think his name's Kentaro Miura, right? The
Yes, the
Yeah.
author.
creator.
It's like,
Yes.
how did you write that? Like how? Like how did your body or soul or mind like reach be able to put that on paper? Like it's just like it's remarkable to me.
It
So I
was
think
through
for
Idolmaster.
yeah,
He
yeah.
he played a
Oh.
lot of Idolmaster. No, I'm serious about that. Yeah. So
I was
if
like,
you look at his record, right, when there was an Idolmaster release and it was on the 360, he
Yeah.
yeah.
would go on a hiatus for the longest time, and then he would go back to
So
making
you're
the
saying he
chapters.
copied Idolmaster?
That is
I'm not
hilarious.
saying he copied it, but
Like that was
he
his main
definitely
jam.
Yeah.
he took from the
It
darkness.
fueled
Yeah.
it inside of
That's
him.
so funny. I didn't know
That
that.
is
That's really cool.
hilarious. Yes.
Yeah, but it's like I think like no matter what Berserk will make you think. And then I think what's also really cool is right now we're kind of in this time where everybody's like caught up in animation. Like we're so quick to shit on an anime if like the animation is bad. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't. Like I'll be like, oh shoot, what happened with the animation here? You know? And
Yeah.
but it's like, man, we had anime back in the day where like Guts and Griffith are literally like, and it's still like a great anime, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to me, I'm like kind of like want to give it credit for that. Like I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, you know. So I think that that's really solid for top four. I'm like, okay, let's see. I'm gonna look around my room and see. You know what's
Inspiration.
yeah, you know what's funny? What came to my head next was Noir. I don't know if you guys know that anime. It's super old.
I've always seen it, but I've never got into that. Like I've always wanted
Noir.
to jump into
Oh,
that in Ergo Proxy.
I'm feeling super old. Noir
No, no,
is
this is great. Like I'm happy that you're bringing these ones up because 2000s anime never gets love.
yeah, that's true. Like I don't know why that one popped in my head. I'll be honest, I think 5 through 10 like they can kind of switch
Yeah,
around, right?
switches. Yeah,
Okay.
which is
So I'll
fair.
put Noir in there. It's two women, they're spies. The relationship is like best friends, but maybe a little more at times. And I think I like kind of was like, oh, this is cool. You know, like when I was young, I was like, all right. There it's I was always like, hey, anime introduced me to, you know, like LGBTQ plus, you know, and like
Yeah.
I am very grateful for that because I think like, you know, like let people do their thing, you know. So I think it was like that was also another one where I was like, oh, like maybe they're more than just friends, which some people might argue no, they're not, but it's fine. But I think it was like really cool as a young girl to get exposure to that and then just be two badass women and it was super dark. Definitely watch that one. I don't want to give too many spoilers on that.
So
Claymore came to mind,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think Claymore again is a hard one because it's not finished.
Finished, yeah. Although
Um,
I had heard some rumors that they might be trying to. Oh, then again, I just straight up rumors. I don't think there's anything
yeah.
substantial
rumors
about
about
this.
that?
Yeah, about
No,
like another
because
Claymore like remake happening sometime. I just
potentially
finished up
live
Oh,
manga.
action, I think.
Yeah.
Or but who
Oh,
knows,
live
maybe
action.
maybe the anime. But I mean like I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Again, we
yeah.
got some like really like badass women just like absolutely like kicking ass, which is super cool. Um let's see. I feel like I got to put Sailor Moon in my top 10 just cuz it was pivotal to me being an anime fan. And I do think like I'll be honest, I did a rewatch and I was like, man, this was a lot kiddier than I remembered. But
I was wanting to ask, like, should I watch Sailor Moon now? You know, like, unfortunately, I missed the train. I was like,
yeah,
this is back in the day when I was like, oh, that's a girl show.
yeah,
But now I'm
totally.
more open minded. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
like my
that's
brother
good.
said
Yeah.
was the same, right? And then he was like, this is okay. So this is the thing. I think that you know, they had the remake and I had a lot of trouble getting into the remake because
Crystal, right? Yeah.
yeah, because like for some reason they seem like so emotionless and their personalities were devoid of like that
Mm,
richness that the 90s one had. But I heard it got better, but then I was just kind of like after watching that first season, I was like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe I do that's like one on the let's revisit it whenever we can list. But I'm like the one thing that was so charming about the 90s is like I watched the dub and then I like later on watched the subbed and I still think the subbed has a lot of like vivaciousness and life to it, but like the dub was so of course it was like 90s dub and there were some moments where you're like, oh my God, but then it also was like so great. But I was rewatching it and I'm like, it is a little I think it's a little young, you know what I mean? So like I wonder if you'll still get hit with the emotional parts when like there's really emotional parts, but like you have to give it like its grace because it's got a lot of like kiddiness to it too. If that makes sense. Does
Yeah,
that make
Uh,
yeah.
sense?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Wait, so to
Okay.
recap then, it was Noir number 5, number 6 was what was the
Like Claymore.
Claymore.
There
Sailor
we go.
Moon.
Okay.
Hmm.
By the way, 5 through 10, I don't feel like isn't in order. I think they're
It's
Yeah.
not
they
over,
kind of like
just put it
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can try to
And it's
reorder them at the
Yeah.
end
No,
if
no,
you
no, no.
want.
Like I think top 10, but you know, I think yeah, like I feel it too, like where I have a hard time
Yeah.
ordering my 5 through 10. Yeah,
Right,
so
they
I'm
I
just
good
kind
with
of
feel
that.
like
meshed together, yeah. So
three,
Yeah.
like my top three never change.
Yes.
Like it's
I'm
like
glad.
that's it. But I feel
Yes.
like the rest of them, like, well, you could argue this or that, right? So where am I at? Am I at six,
no,
seven?
so you're
7?
at
Yeah.
8 because you
Sailor
did
Oh yeah,
7
7.
Sailor Moon and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
8.
Okay,
You can
honestly,
do it.
so what's coming to my head first is were two. Nana and Elfen Lied, and I was trying to
Oh,
decide
wow.
Oh,
who I'd want to put first. Um, dude, Nana's fucking brilliant, dude. Don't sleep on Nana. Like I'd like oh my gosh. That is one that has like emotional impact like on the berserk level. I don't know if like maybe it's it is like some people are like it's a girly manga, it's a girly show. Maybe, I don't know, but for me it's another one that like really is this huge commentary on human relationships and betrayal and like people getting sucked into the wrong things and like why are you entertaining someone like this and like how do you let this happen to you? Like it's beautiful. And then the clothes, the animation,
Yep, yep, the style.
top tier.
amazing.
Yep, 2000s.
Amazing. And it's
Yep.
funny because like a lot of people hate on Hachiko, right? Is she's the
Mm.
one
Yeah,
lighter
the brown hair Nana,
yeah,
right?
like the brown hair, not the short dark hair. And it's just like I'm older now and I'm like, dude, I was her. Like
Yeah,
we hate her
Mhm.
because we see ourselves in her. She makes a bunch of mistakes, you know? And
yeah.
I'm like, I did stuff like that, you know? And so like people
Hopefully no
hate
talking to me is
her.
like that, right?
Yeah, it's like we don't want to admit that we made mistakes, but it's like
Yeah.
I think it was pretty cool. I love Nana. Nana's great. Elfen Lied, I don't know why it popped in my head. That's just a dark, fucked up anime. I'm sure you guys have seen Elfen Lied.
I've
I
only seen
think.
the clips actually, funny enough.
Oh,
Like
what?
I know I didn't watch it. Like I've
Oh,
seen the clips, but like I haven't watched it and I was like, should I?
oh, it's
Eh,
13 episodes.
okay.
Honestly, watch that before Gungrave, like, because you'll fly through it. You'll fly through it. It's like opens up super dark and bloody and gory. Like it's crazy. It's really dark and gory. And then it gets emotionally and like psychologically super fucked up. Louis, you saw it, right?
Oh yeah, it like you said, no other anime is kind of as it's edgy. I guess the best word is to say it's really edgy, especially for the
Uh-huh.
time. But
Yeah,
dude, you're
yeah.
gonna be singing that gospel song after you see it, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's a really cool. What is it? The intro song.
I'm like,
You know what I'm talking about, though.
yeah, no, the music's really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, here, can we look it up?
Yeah.
Elfen Lied
I'm about to say
opening
like this is
song.
a because I feel like
Yeah,
I
it should
know like
just
the
It's
hopefully
church
the
like,
song
intro.
is like that's when like they're like she's like taking out everybody, right?
yeah, this is
Um
it.
Watch us get copyrighted.
Yeah. It's like this weird, creepy, like Latin song, right? Is it Latin? I was assuming it was Latin.
I
I
think
don't know.
so. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds.
Also there's nudity in it. The girls have horns. It's just like weird. It's freaking weird, Godswill. But it was like that was another one of those anime where I was like, dude, can you write this? Like, is that okay? Like,
You know, I always wonder, like, how did the Japanese get these creative thoughts,
oh
especially
my
without the
God.
use of illicit drugs?
Yeah. You guys, I don't know
Like,
what
this is beer?
yeah. So I'm trying to like I have all these that are coming to my head right now. I'm like, I want to say Record of Lotus War now and then here and there.
Wow,
Outlaw Star. I love Outlaw
nice,
Star.
Oh, classic.
I
nice.
love Scried. Do you guys ever see Scried?
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
Like
think I
that's like the
have.
S Cryed, right? I
Yeah.
saw it
Or maybe I'm
once.
saying it
Like,
wrong.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I feel like you said it right. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but the guy with the arm that's fighting like on the wastelands, right?
Gurren
Mm.
Lagann. I forgot Gurren Lagann.
That's my number two.
Oh, tight.
Oh, is that number your number two? I was just gonna say Gurren Lagann should definitely be in my top 10. Oh, Kill a Kill. I forgot fucking
Yeah,
Kill.
yeah. Okay,
Dude,
okay.
there's
Straight up
Bring that
trigger.
trigger
many
love.
There's too many good anime. If you guys haven't seen Now and Then Here and There, though, that is another one where I was like, this is emotionally changed my
Now
brain
and then.
chemistry. Now and Then Here and There. It's very old, but it will change your brain chemistry. And the reason why I said Record of Lotus War and Outlaw Stars, because those are high fantasy and sci-fi ones that
Yeah.
really were great. There's a lot of anime out that I think is good though too. Like we're talking about One Piece, like obviously, like this is the thing with One Piece. Like I don't know how people cannot like One Piece. It's about pirates, they're having a good time, and it's friendship, and there's fucking killer animation. You know what I mean? Like it's like I understand it's daunting to, it's 1,000+ episodes or whatever, but like watch watch an arc and like there's just like I don't understand how you cannot be entertained. You know what I mean? Like One
Yeah.
Piece is genius. Like I'm sorry, like people who are like, oh, it's too long, it's too long. Well, then just watch the Arlong arc, or like just watch as much as you can. Like, because I really think that like One Piece is fucking genius. Like
You
it's
know,
like,
you don't gotta tell me.
yeah, yeah.
I preached the gospel every episode. Only I didn't do last episode because we were so taken up with Cartoon Network. I forgot.
But we just have about
Oh,
But
no,
yeah,
we
yeah,
did, we
yeah,
did. We
yeah.
talked about it
We
with
did.
Sam Vincent. Yes, remember
Oh yeah.
he said that he was going to be Zoro in a different timeline.
We did talk about it. Yeah. So
So we
honestly,
snuck it in.
every episode I talk about One Piece. So you know, I preach the gospel, but I
I
feel it with that.
want to know who your favorite characters are from One Piece.
Yeah. Oh, my
You guys probably
favorites.
talk about it a lot, but
I mean, I'm trying to convince Louis to to be like me and like addicted too. But he, you know, he's being sensible with other manga. But for me, my top characters, my like the top three list I have right now, is Jinbei, Frankie, and Robin. So those the
God.
I know. And then like I
Ooh.
usually ask people their non-Straw Hat favorites. My top three non-Straw Hat favorites would be Law. Bartolomeo, he's in Dressrosa, like in like the 600s, and then honestly, Kobe like comes to mind. Like Kobe, like yeah, like
Yeah.
I know he's such
Good.
a good boy. Thank you,
But
thank you.
Godfrey, you are unconventional. I rarely hear Jinbei and Frankie. I feel
I
like
know
they're not in people's top three. Like
they're
people are
not.
like, they're
I'm,
cool, but yeah.
I
I
know.
love
Honestly,
that.
my favorite arc is Thriller Bark, and people hate that arc.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
you did
Okay.
mention that. Yeah, yeah, they do
yeah.
tend to hate that a lot.
I'm a weirdo, but like for me, that's like the funniest arc to me. It's like the best teamwork they've had. It's like the last arc before things get super crazy, and then like it's just like business time all the time. So yeah, so
Mm.
that's for me like my top list. And
Okay,
I mean,
cut that to
yeah,
a TikTok. Your three lists and you defending them because I rarely hear those three. I mean,
okay,
Nico Robin you hear a lot, I think. I
yeah,
mean, Nico's
yeah. She's
she's
great.
badass. Yeah, like
Yes,
I get like Nico I think should be in most people's top three. I'm like if I think of the Straw Hats. Yeah.
yeah.
I
I mean,
put
I
her in my
personally,
top,
you
yeah.
telling me, right?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
did you say your top three Straw
I
Hats?
did. I think
Yeah, because
I
you
like
got
Zoro, which is such a basic bitch answer. I'm
like for
Yeah.
sorry,
me, I
it is.
can't get mad
That's
at
fine.
any Straw Hat, like
Yeah,
any answer of Straw Hats. I mean, Zoro is cool.
he is.
He's super cool.
But it's such a basic bitch answer. I'm sorry, like it's like how can you not? You know what I mean? It's like have some
Yeah.
character, have some flair. Like yours have flair. Like I'm like that is like an
Thank
unorthodox
you.
pick. I would
Thank
say
you.
Nico's got to be in my top three. Like she's probably actually my top. I think I like Nico the best. I think Nico is kind of like I was talking about with Boa earlier. Nico is like someone I would love to be like, but I just am not. Like I love her like calm collectedness and like her ness, you know what I mean? And then she's just
Yeah.
fucking badass too. Like I'm like she's goals, you know? Like I want to be like that. That's super cool. I like Sanji too. He's
Yeah.
just a fucking
Hey.
menace. I don't know. He's
Per-
just silly, you know?
Personally, like I choose Sanji over Zoro. You know, like when they beef. I mean, I love
Yeah.
all of them. All of them
Yeah.
high T characters, A plus, all of them.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose between Zoro and Sanji, I'm choosing Sanji more often than not, which is also, I guess, a little controversial.
Yeah,
But
it
Yeah, a
is.
little
I didn't
bit. Yeah.
yeah.
Sanji's super controversial. Like I was like, oh, I like Sanji, and then like all these people jumped down my throat. I was like, oh damn, maybe I like gotta.
Well, keep with it. Honestly, I think like that's a good one to have. You know, honestly, you can't be mad with any one of the Straw Hats. I think.
I don't know if you guys saw this.
Is that Clay?
Ooh,
Is it a Clay
Yeah,
toy?
Artie,
ooh,
right?
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah,
This is what made me like Sanji was his story with that chef. Yeah, him giving his leg up, like I was just like, oh man, that is some
Whew.
good motherfucking writing. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like,
And it's early on.
yeah, that was a really good moment. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt with it.
No,
But what were
not
you
at
Yeah,
all,
saying?
that's
not at
tight.
all. In fact, I mean, I'm always happy to talk about One Piece for sure. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just had to say like I love your list. You know, like it's a great list, and it's making me want to like really revisit like anime before 2010 actually
yeah.
because
Dude, I gotta do the
like it's
same.
too slept on.
I know. You know what? I hate to say this, like I think, Jujutsu Kaisen is great.
Yeah,
And like I do think this is the thing. One Piece, the anime, it has a lot of filler, and I can understand like the animation's older. Like when people like have their gripes with it, they're like, I just couldn't get into it. I'm like, yeah, read the manga. Like the manga is thrilling, you know?
yeah,
But it's like I can understand why some people have their gripes with the anime, which they're dude, the reboot. I think when the reboot drops, like I think there's going to be a lot of converts. You know what I mean? Like I
oh
think
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because the
100%.
animation will be up, up to current standards, and I think that they'll probably cut down on a lot of the filler after seeing like the reactions to what they have. But I'm like, the reboot I think is going to be crazy. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
guess for me, like I also like tell people not to hold their breaths for the remake just in case, because I feel like the hopes are so high for that, and like I'm not sure. I hope it hits expectations. I think it will.
yeah, you're right
Um,
though. Look at Sailor Moon's remake. I was like,
and also it's just for like I think like right now is like exactly the time to catch up. Right now is the time
mhm,
to watch it because like the world is so into it, and
yeah,
it's threatening to finish soonish.
yeah,
Maybe not anytime
Yeah.
super
yeah.
soon, but I
You
think
said
like the
threatening?
I mean
Do it.
It's so
Yeah.
menacing.
No.
it's I mean I don't want I low key don't want it to end, but also I'm like I do
It
want it to
kind
end so
of
everyone can be just happy and free.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what is remarkable though is like Otis kept this story going on, and it's like actually like he's a good writer. He's
Better
like
than
it's
ever.
great. Like what is the one I'm in right now? I was telling you guys about in the manga where it's like
Oh, Skypea.
Skypiea. Like people don't like Skypiea. I
Yeah.
think I
Yeah,
fucking
no,
find Skypiea thrilling. Like I'm like this is
people
good.
Yeah, no, people have said to skip Skypea, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm like,
What?
yeah, no, they
From
have said,
where?
especially
It gets
I would
dumped on for
say,
sure. Yeah.
especially before 2019, people
Yeah.
were like, just go ahead and skip it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I've never agreed with that, and I'm glad that people are like against that.
Interesting, because like
Mm.
but I had heard that and I'm reading it and I'm like, why are people hating on this? Like, I'm like, I actually find it really good. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think also like in the anime, like they're like the pacing is like rough,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I will
it's
Yep.
say, it is definitely like compared to Arlong, and then what's the one right before it with Vivi?
Alabasta.
Alabasta, like like those are both they're better than Skypiea, but I still am like all these stories are like super entertaining, like at the
Yep.
bare minimum. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I do think like for like you cannot sleep on One Piece. Like it's like if people hate on it, I'm like really like I gotta like kind of low key judge you a little bit if you're hating on One Piece because it is brilliant. Like to have these like pirates and like they go through so much shit and they overcome so much. Like and it is like kitty at points, but then it's like really dark. It like I don't know the eating the leg part that was like berserk level darkness in my
Yeah.
opinion. You know what I
That,
mean?
that
Yeah,
was pretty
honestly.
crazy.
Yeah.
Jackie,
Sorry. Yeah.
I had to ask you,
Yeah.
since you're in that scene with My Anime List and, you constantly get all these new series coming your way, what do you
Yeah.
think is going to be the next big anime series?
Sentenced to be Hero. Have you
Mm,
guys been watching that?
I
I
saw
mean,
the
no,
first
no.
episode. Yeah, it's tight.
dude, like I was getting Berserk vibes.
It
It's not as good as
it's similar
Berserk
art
yet.
style too. Yeah, I
Yeah, but
agree.
it was like, okay, God's will. Okay,
Yeah,
God's
yeah. I'm
will.
gonna put that on my list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like,
I got an extensive list that you helped me build
yeah.
out now.
Louis, I'm like, I want to hear why you like it, and then I'll go off. But like, I'm keeping a very optimistic eye on that one because what I was gonna say before I went off on my One Piece thing was that like I do like anime now is solid. Like I think One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, Frieren was really good. Solo Leveling is good. The one thing I would say is like they are a little like formulaic and a little like branch off of each other slightly, which is really interesting about 90s anime is that they're all very unique. I do think like we're kind of getting into this phase now where it's like they're all kind of like a little derivative. Does that make sense? Like they're
Mm.
Yeah,
flavor
yeah.
formulas.
But you can see,
They're
yeah,
still
exactly,
You
like
good.
can.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, but it's like Solo Leveling, JJK, One Piece, they're very like shonen, you know what I mean? And so I think
Hmm.
like in the 90s and 2000s, shonen and seinen anime, they were just taking risks and like seeing what stuck on the wall. And I think like we're kind of in a time where I think people aren't taking as much risks with anime. Like I haven't had an anime kind of like except for like Takapis I thought was really
Oh,
intense.
That
like
was
the
Yeah.
dark.
comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and that was almost like too hard to watch, and also Made in Abyss, but Made in Abyss is kind of the same
Ooh,
way. That's like a
Man,
little
Abyss is
too hard.
hard too.
That's why I'm like, I wish that there was kind of like this 90s vibe where it was like dark
It
and
can be
fun,
dark
like right in
and light.
between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
revisit the 90s. But Louis, back to, sorry, I cut you off on Sentence to Be a Hero.
Yeah, you know what? My brother, he tends to do a lot of the tracking. Like I mostly like reading, on the manga side, and
Hmm.
he's like always catching up, with the newest seasons and whatnot. But he's like, dude, if you like anything fantasy related, you like Mushoku Tensei, we like any of the more high fantasy type series. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm down. And it kind of blew me away with like the initial, I guess, animation. Because what's the studio that does it? I think it's one of the newer ones. I don't know if they're newer.
No, you're
It's
Mm.
like
right.
a
Let me Google it
studio
for you. It's
K.
so funny you said that. I looked up their studio and I was like, damn, I got to keep an eye on these people because it was good. Um, Studio Kai.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of gave me like a science Saru type feel as well, where it's like, oh man, these guys they kind of came out swinging, and you know what? I'm looking forward to more. Is there more episodes that have dropped since then? Because I've been trying to jump
Nice.
between like the
I think it's
Common
got
Rider
two.
one and
Yeah, two episodes out right now.
Two, yeah.
oh okay, so I'm not that far.
So, God's Will, it is like you have this main character and he's just like he's got Spike vibes. He's just like rough,
Huh.
nonchalant, right? Am I wrong, Louis? Like he's
He's
just like
cool.
he's cool,
I
yeah.
didn't think about that, but yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Spike, yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of like got that nonchalant, I don't give a shit. And then he has like this like young boy who's a thief and he's just kind of like messing everything up. And he finds like this coffin and you're like, what is this like coffin? And then the coffin reveals like there's like a goddess in there. And it's like this little girl who has like some special ability. And the goddess is like, I choose you as my knight. And he's like, no, I don't want to fuck with you. And she's like, no, you're my knight. And then she's like,
Yeah.
no. And so they're like in this like weird kind of Suicide Squad situation where they're criminals, and if they don't do these missions that like the kingdom is enforcing on them, their heads will blow up. So like they have to take on these like really hard, like dark, messed up missions. But it gets really crazy because like they reveal that he kind of got imprisoned when he shouldn't because he killed. I don't want to spoil too much for you,
Mhm.
but like you find out like he's got some trauma and that's why he doesn't want to help out this like goddess girl. But like if they come together, they can be like super powerful. And then you're like, you see his trauma and you're like, oh my gosh. And then on top of that, the gore is incredible. They're like ripping monsters up and cutting off arms and like ripping guts out. Like in the first episode, you're like, so it was I really enjoyed it because it was like really dark and gory, but then I've seen dark and gory anime and it just doesn't deliver in the plot. Do you guys remember a terrible anime called Kingdom of Ruin? I unfortunately had to review that for Anime News Network.
Ooh.
Complete waste of my fucking time. Yeah.
Oh,
Remy,
damn.
did you even
Yeah.
see it or know
No, I
anything
didn't.
about it?
I totally
Uh-uh.
missed out on that.
Terrible. It was just like unnecessarily gory and violent for no reason. And I was like, I like violence. You know what I mean? Like obviously
Uh-huh.
I've talked about my like top
Yeah.
3 and I was like, this is just not it. And so, but I thought like the violence was like, okay, like I understand why they're doing this. And they introduce all these other characters and it's kind of got this like delicious in dungeon like kind of party, but they're like darker, like not as funny. You know what I mean? And so I was digging it. So I hope it keeps on staying good. I don't know. We'll see. So
Okay, I'm rooting
yeah.
for it. Now I got it on my list, so I think I mean I got a substantial list actually to be checking out.
Just this
Right.
episode, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I'm like, do I do Gungrave first? Do I do Noir next? Do I do Now
Ooh.
and Then? Do I do Elfin Lead? I mean, maybe I might even, yeah, I'm gonna see. Like, there's only so much I can watch like
I
in one season,
know.
but I'm gonna make you proud. I'm gonna make you proud with something.
Okay, so Now and Then Here and There. Let me see how many episodes that is because I feel like it was short.
2008. Crazy.
Honestly, that's
2000.
13. So this is what I would say. I'd
Oh,
start with Now and Then Here
Oh,
and There.
1999 actually. Okay.
Yeah, it's
oh,
old.
Wow.
It's old. Like that anime is really fucked up and sad. So you got to be like ready for like silent voice made in Abyss Takabu's
Oh
original
my.
sin. So like if you're gonna watch that one, that's like a really dark, sad one. So you have to mentally brace yourself for that. Elfen
Oh
Lied
boy.
is sad, but it's not as sad as Now and Then Here and There, but it's another sad one and it's only 13 episodes. So I think like those would be two, you pick either of those to start with because it's like 13 episodes and they're really good, you know, but they're dark. And then I forgot what Noir is like not as dark and it'll be a fun ride. I don't even know where Noir is airing anymore.
Yeah, it used to be on Funimation,
Was
but
it? Because I was like, it is on Crunchyroll, okay.
Oh,
Because I
gotta
was like,
find it somewhere
man,
else.
that one's old. That's 2001. Honestly, that one deserves a rewatch. I need to rewatch that one. Um, anymore. I almost want to tell you not to watch because it doesn't have an ending.
read it, so I feel pretty good
Does the manga
about.
have an ending?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
has
finished,
ending.
and I thought like it ended perfect, great. I
Really?
thought it was
Okay, I gotta
fantastic.
read the manga then.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I
which you
did
can read
not. I
on
didn't know
Shonen
it had a
Jump.
manga, so I gotta read it.
Oh,
Is it from
little
Viz?
plug there.
Is it from
I
Viz?
never plug anything.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's on Viz,
Yeah,
yeah.
Is it?
yeah,
Okay,
It,
I'm like, there you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
it has
And
one
Yeah,
of the
go on.
One
coolest
Piece
box
is on
sets.
Viz too, so there you go. We talked about that at length as well. I feel like we talked a lot
Yeah,
about a lot of Viz. Sailor Moon
yeah,
Viz too.
yeah.
Oh,
Although that's
whoa.
complicated, but yeah,
Is
we
It's
it?
don't.
com
That's kind of, I'll have to talk outside of this, but
Viz
anyways,
signature. Yeah.
yeah,
Cut that.
yeah,
Edit it
yeah,
out.
Yeah, we'll
Oh
keep
my
that
god.
in.
yeah. No,
But you
that's all
went through,
good.
yeah, your top animes
Oh
there
wait,
and some
wait.
cool ones.
Yeah.
I wanted to pivot back to like video games. Like
Yeah.
you made a list, right? That was your top 10 video game series, and Final Fantasy VIII was on there. If let's say, for example, this is also a two-part. Like if you had a Mount Rushmore, what would that consist of
For like
for video
for
games?
video games. Oh
Yeah.
god, that is such a hard question.
Yeah, that was,
For
that's hard too.
Chrono Trigger's got to be on there. Like Chrono Trigger,
Whoa.
no doubt. Yeah, that's got to be on there. I'm gonna say one that nobody knows, Illusion of Gaia. I'm fucking weird. That's
No,
nobody
no, I love
knows.
the weird
Nobody
choices.
knows
This is
Super
it.
Nintendo. It's a JRPG, really dark, really fucked up. My brother and I played it, and basically, I'm sure you guys know Chrono Trigger, right? Because it's like one of the
Yes.
best. Yeah, okay. And Akira Toriyama, you know, done and done. Did the art for the podcast listeners. But it's like Chrono Trigger, I think, is on many people's like Mount Rushmore. Illusion of Gaia is like a game that not many people I think know about. It was probably like a mid popularity game in the 90s, but it was like, you guys know, back in the day you bought a video game, you played it over and over again because that's what you got, right?
Yeah.
So my brother and I played it a lot, and it was a really dark story, and it's about like this boy, he loses his parents who are explorers, and so he goes like off exploring to look for them, and he and his like little motley crew of characters, they end up basically going around the seven wonders of the world, and they go to like the Incan ruins, they go to this like floating like village in the sky, they go to like all these like weird worlds, and it just like gave me this like sense of like exploration and adventure, and like really dark stuff happens. Like I remember Ian and I had to be like 6 or 7, and we come across
Wow.
like some skeleton body, and it's like, please, like I want to see my family. Like I don't know how I got here. I got like too greedy, and like I should have been with my family. And my brother and I were like, what? You know?
I think
And
the kids need something hard like that today, you know?
exactly. It was
It's
a
a little bit
different
trauma.
time. Yeah.
You know, we had like 80s and 90s movies that were like too hard, you know, like
Yes.
Land Before Time or
Oh,
Watership Down,
the
right?
time.
You know, and it's just sort of like, wait, the kids need a little bit of trauma, sort of like that. So
Yeah.
I like
I don't
that.
even.
Yeah. There's another great part in it where you have this one of the main guy's name is Will, and then he has this like girlfriend named Kara, and she has a little pig named Hamlet, and they get kidnapped by a cannibalistic tribe, and they literally are about to eat Will and Kara. But mind you, we're playing this at
Yeah,
6 or 7 years old. And Hamlet sacrifices himself and jumps in the fire so the village will eat the pig instead of you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
Isn't that we're
that's
6
wild.
or 7 years old? I'm like, and so it's like, it's funny. Like I I replayed that game. It's so hard. I'm like, how did we beat this when we were younger? Like, it's just like
Yeah.
video games are so fucking easy now. I hate to say that, but it's true. Like compared to what we played when we were kids, because like
Super
I'm stuck
Nintendo.
on this like
Yeah.
vampire level, and I'm like, how? What the? Ian and I flew through this, but yeah, it just like it had all these like really heavy, and that was another game that like just taught me about life. And I think
What's it
Ian
called
and
again?
Illusion of Gaia.
Illusion
And
of
it's
Gaia.
not
Okay.
very popular. It's just like I think it was one that we had and we played like a ton, right?
Uh-huh.
Um,
So Chrono Trigger, Illusion of Gaia, and then
mhm. I
yeah,
was
what
I
two
was
more?
I was inching towards Ocarina of Time. You know,
Hmm.
Zelda,
That's
Ocarina of
good.
You
Time.
Yeah.
I
feeling
Yeah,
it?
think,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah,
solid.
That's
I
you?
think
Uh-huh.
Dustin and I, or sorry, not Dustin, Ian and I played it a lot. Dustin's my boyfriend, sorry. Ian and I played it a lot, and I was just like, like I think all the Zeldas, it's just like hard for it not for Zelda to not be like Link should be one of the faces up there. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just like a franchise that we played Link to the Past and Super Nintendo, you know what I mean? I obviously played Breath of the Wild. I didn't play the last one. What was the last one? Winds of what was it
Wind
called?
Waker.
On
No, 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 no.
What
the
am I making
the
that
one
up?
on
What was
Switch.
it?
The one on Switch, yeah. It was like Wind something? Legend of
I
Not thinking of
thought
Zelda.
Wind
it
Waker.
was
It was.
time.
No, not
There's
Wind
something else.
Waker. What was it? What was the
No, because
latest
that's a
Legend
different
of
name.
Zelda called?
Because I am a criminal who has dropped Breath of the Wild.
Echoes of Wisdom. I didn't play that
Oh,
one.
Echoes
Echoes of
of
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah,
Okay.
they came out in no, Tears of the Kingdom.
That's why I was like, and it's start with
Sorry.
T.
Gosh, I was saying everything.
Mm.
See,
It's all
anyway.
good.
Yeah, but
It's all good. I do want to rectify. I have beaten Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time.
Those
So
are
at
both
least I've played some.
those are the best ones.
Shut up.
Let's be honest. Low key, I don't know though. Now I would say Banjo Kazooie over Ocarina of Time. I love
Wow.
Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
Dude, Banjo Kazooie, that game was brilliant. Just like
I do.
animation wise, and it was weird. It's like, no?
Man, I didn't
No,
get to
no.
play
At least
it.
for me personally, it gave me motion sickness.
Oh,
Oh,
real?
I can get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was just like I felt nauseous whenever I looked at it. Like where I was
Yeah.
like I think it looks beautiful. It made me like, and this is me after coming after Donkey Kong 64. But I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh,
I don't know
Donkey
if I can
Kong's
do this
great
game.
too, dude.
Yeah.
I love Diddy Kong Racing. Does anybody remember that
Yep.
game?
Yep.
I love Diddy
Yeah.
Kong
Yep.
Racing.
Banger.
Yeah, I feel like we got to throw Final Fantasy in there. I mean, I loved 8. I think Renoa and I always loved Renoa. Squall is not really the greatest protagonist. He's kind of like
No.
emotionless. But
Yeah.
I love Renoa. So I think I love 7 though too. I like the new ones, the new 7s too. Like those
Yeah.
are really, really good. I'm playing a lot of Marvel Rivals though.
Hey.
How's the
Who
new
do you
season for you?
I'm so I haven't tried out Deadpool yet, right? He's the new one.
Yeah, I think it
haven't
comes out tomorrow. At least
Okay.
I've been seeing so many people talk about him,
Everyone.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just like,
Do you guys
oh
play?
man,
We should
That tech.
play. I would
I,
play.
I I'd be down.
Are you
Although
guys PC or console?
I'm console.
PC.
That's the problem.
Ah, fuck, I'm PC. I mean, we
Yeah.
can play like quick play, but we can't do
Yeah,
No
ranked.
ranks.
Yeah,
yeah. Which I'm a ranked grindy girl.
me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
start warming up on ranked. Like
Me
a
too.
weirdo.
I'm
Same.
gonna, which is
Yeah,
not
if it's not
smart.
ranked, it don't matter.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
it's fine. So I main Invisible Woman, Luna, and Jeff. I kind of switch between the
Okay.
3 depending on the scenario. I'll play
Nice.
Squirrel Girl if we need it. Like
Uh-huh.
we've all been there, right? Like someone shit in the bed on DPS, and I'm like, y'all, you don't want me to, but I will. And so and occasionally have really good games. Like it's funny, my group I play with, they're like, Jacki, get on Squirrel Girl. I'm like, please, like I don't think that's the answer. And then I'm like, I'll do okay, and I'm like, all right, like I guess it's fine. I
Here
think
we are now.
she's really map dependent, though. I feel like she can really be like worthless, unfortunately, like depending on the map, but then she can be like absolutely killer if you're on the right map, you know? And then I love Emma. I play Emma. And like I
Yeah.
feel like no one wants to play healer, so I usually play healer, but if for the off chance I'm in ranked and someone ticks the 2 heal spots or we don't want triple heals, I'll be like, oh, I'll be Emma, you know, but it's
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
It flexes where you're needed. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't think I'm a good DPS though. Like Squirrel Girl's kind of a menace, you know. But
You know, yeah, that's good though. Like
Yeah.
I know, I like that you know what you are. For me, I'm not a great DPS myself.
yeah.
I'm usually tank or support, so like I
Yeah.
definitely understand
Who
how
are you
that
guys
goes.
playing?
Well, you're looking at two vanguards right here. So yeah, Godzilla and I, we both play the tanks. So I play Venom, the Thing, and then
Love
Emma.
Venom. I
Yeah, so
love all three. You're
that's fun
great.
gameplay to rotate.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm usually Magneto. I like Emma Frost a lot. Groot. Um, Thing. Who else do I like? Rogue. I'm really getting into her. Like
Oh
I'm digging her, although
yeah.
she's
Mm.
hard.
Is she hard?
Um,
I've only seen a little bit of her, so I'm like worried she might not be like a top pick, you know?
she's hard. I think I think it takes time to like know how to like use her kit and like who to
Hmm.
steal powers from. But like
Yeah.
she is really cool when you get the hang of it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I love support. I'm trying to get good at Gambit, but like I love Invisible Woman, Cloak
Oh,
and
she's
Dagger,
great. Cloak and Dagger's
Rocket.
so good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
solid. Yeah, you can't get away
I'm
from that.
yeah,
I've tried her a couple times and then like I just get lazy because I know the other three really well, but I'm like I know
yeah,
Cloak and Dagger is like the peak. Like I just
yeah.
need to give it more practice. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
definitely like don't be afraid to be cloak, because people be like, "Oh, just stay dagger, just heal." But it's like, nah, I think there's a lot of benefit from, being able to heal and kill. But hey, we can talk
Yeah,
about that for a minute.
I'll have to try
Yeah.
Cloak and
But
Dagger.
honestly, it was an absolute pleasure talking with you, Jackie. Like I'm really glad I
That's
got
good to
Yay.
hear.
to get to know you like a lot more with this and like I
Sorry that
love your
we had
list.
the freaking fire and like
What a
I was
fire start.
my gosh.
That's out of
That
your
was
control. Yeah, no.
I was trying not to like bring attention to it, but there was like
I
stuff
mean,
coming out the
if it
window.
is, if you can't breathe, then yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah. So
And
I'm
it
glad
was a
that you were able to.
crazy chemical smell. Like it was like I don't know. I mean, it's over. I'm so sorry, but that was
I'm
really
glad. No,
weird.
no,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Yeah, no, all good. And honestly, it was an absolute pleasure talking with you. Where
Yay.
can people find you, by the way?
Oh, I'm on social media just at Jackie Jing at JACKIJING. And yeah, I like post a bunch of I think I post a lot of anime content, but I do like some gaming and then occasionally like some TV show stuff, and movie stuff. But I try to stick with what I know, which is anime. So yeah.
Hey, that's dope. Yeah, great
Yay.
taste, and you got me excited. And for everyone listening, thank you so much. Please rate this 5 stars, share with your friends. Let us know your top 10 anime of all time, or if you have also any top anime from 2000s and 2010s or 1990s, 1900s, I should say.
Oh my God.
We want to know.
I know, right? Love to hear your list. And as always, y'all, stay dope, y'all. Peace.